Kia ora, bros and girls, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing week 3 of the Recon initiatives, the Sinister Spiderverse. So I've got a team here that mainly consists of really Green Goblin and Stark Spidey, and the rest are kind of either the best options I had at the time or just really to fill out synergies. Carnage is there as well, just for a little bit of uh, extra damage in case I do need him. He is 5-star R3. He does do a lot of damage over time. Not sure if I will rank for him because, yeah, I mean he's pretty useful. But I've got a pretty massive roster now that's quite demanding of my resources, and so I have to be quite selective about who I R for. But Green Goblin here is going to get the business done until I get to the boss, and hopefully I won't need Starky, but most likely he's going to be my go-to guy. Been quite lucky with the last 3 quests in the fact that I've had good matchups against them. So Star-Lord against Ultron in the first one, that was pretty easy, pretty straightforward, to be honest. Of course, you have to be a little bit mindful of the evade, but that wasn't too much of a problem. Sinister, he was kind of hard, but with the Iceman trick and Magneto, we could figure him out. And this one, I'm quite lucky to have a really high level Green Goblin that I popped as a 6-star. He's one of my first 6-stars actually, and I was not too sad about it. He's been pretty good. He's a good defender. He's taken me through a lot of stuff, and he's got quite good power control and a lot of damage on that SP2. So he's gonna see me quite good to the boss. As you can see, I'm kind of rolling through most of these fights here, not really losing that much life, and we'll see the boss, we'll see the nodes, and what kind of strategy we need to implement. So far, like I say, the last 2 have not been terribly bad, and we're hoping for more of the same from this one. So I'll just get into Daredevil here. I don't really want to throw the SP2 because he will probably evade it. So I'll just hang out till we get the SP3 and throw that as the ulti. Right. I'll just wait till he throws off his SP2. Come on. There we go. Throw in the combo. And hopefully this will finish him off. Boom. All right. So that's Daredevil down. That's one more down. So I guess next up is Symbiote Supreme. This could be a bit of a tough fight. And Kingpin looks like he's going to be the boss. So that's going to be quite annoying. Let's just try to concentrate a little bit on this fight, because Symbiote Supreme can be a little bit tricky. He doesn't actually gain power when you hit him. He just gains power over time. But if you're not very careful, some of his SPs can be really, really devastating, especially if you get clipped. And he's kind of like, I don't have him, and I haven't played with him that much, and I haven't seen his movements that much. So some of it's a little bit erratic. Sometimes I get clipped just because it's quite unusual. I'm not used to what he does. I kind of vaguely know the SP1 though. So we did okay there. Didn't lose much life. We carry on. One more, and then we're at the final boss. So Doc Ock, yeah, he's not too bad. We'll just cycle through the SP1 and be able to get him down. And then we're on to Kingpin. Kingpin, though, is going to probably be quite annoying. Kingpin, in general, has been quite annoying. Just because he shrugs off those debuffs so quickly, you can't really stun him. And then, when he gets his overpower and he gets his rage, he becomes unblockable. His SP2 has got a little bit of a weird timing. So if that clips you, it can be really, really hard if you don't know how to dex it. Or if you just mistime the decks, it can be quite devastating. So yeah, he's just one of those. He could be a really annoying defender, and he's pretty tank as well. Like he's got a lot of life, so so he's a good defender. He's a good 6-star for sure. I wouldn't mind having him as a 6-star or as an awakened 5. So far we've gone through with minimal losses, and next up we're gonna face off against Kingpin, and I just want to see what nose he's gonna have. Should be able to finish this off here with this combo. Okay, one more hit. That's okay. There you are. Okay, so let's have a look. Come on, Kingpin. 57 KPI. He's got a fair bit of health, 200. Heavy attacks, can't trigger and evade. He's aggressive. Heavy assaults of 500 when using a heavy. He's stun immune, which is kind of interesting. And he's got a lot of life. So I guess there's kind of two strategies we could probably try. We could try to just get his SP1 away and then kind of try to time in where he ends and hit him with a heavy. And then that does 500 damage each pop. Sorry, that does 500% more damage each pop. So we could carve out a lot of life that way, or we could just be patient and kind of cycle through his SP2. Obviously, I didn't do very great here with Green Goblin, so we might have to try Starky. Now, I think there's actually kind of 3 phases to this fight. So the first phase is to just get him to his SP1 because he's stun immune, right? You can't. Actually, there are a few more phases with Spideys that you want to get the poise. But either way, you're probably going to build up max poise through the fight. But the most important thing is to get him to his SP1 because his SP1's pretty easy to evade. But he needs to get there first. Otherwise, he's a nightmare. You can't parry him. You can't do anything. So you just have to kind of try to push him through his SP1, whether that's hitting into his block or trying to bait out his heavy or whatever. So we're doing okay here. We're just building up the poise charges, getting away. I'm kind of waiting for an opening where he's blocking just to maybe push him to his SP1. There we go. That does the trick. And yeah, now we can start cycling. I'm a bit lucky because he hit the SP2 there, and Spy actually auto evaded. I'm pretty good, but I don't know if I'm that good. But yeah, the SP1's a bit easier to evade. There we go. We can start evading. We can start cycling through. And it's a bit of a hard fight. It might take you a few tries to kind of get the hang of this. But once you get into this nice rhythm, then this fight should be pretty straightforward. Of course, if you have a higher level Starky, a lot of you will probably have a 5-star version of Starky. Then that's much better. If you have an awakened Starky, that's much be but I think this guy is maxed out 4-star, but I don't think he is awakened, my Starky. But he's still doing the business here. It's a long fight because he's got like 300,000 life. You got to be really patient. You got to concentrate. You can't make too many mistakes, and you just got to cycle. The important thing. So once you get him to that SP1 and have your charges built up, it just becomes a cycle of getting him to throw the SP1, evading that, going in, pushing him, and with a Starky as well. You've got the taunt, so that's a really good option. I'm trying to think of other good options that you could use, but I think really Starky is the best option for this fight. He really is. Maybe Venom the Duck, I guess, or Carnage as well. Potentially, if you're quite good, you could probably build up a lot of Fury charges of throwing the SPs and do the same thing with Carnage, and then once you're at max Furies, you can do a fair amount of damage. But I like Starky. He's quite smooth with his movement. with that taunt as well, you get that regular consistency of Kingpin throwing the SP1. And you have the auto evade as well to back you up. So if you do make a mistake, not a big deal. He can auto evade it. But generally, yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to time it. So yeah, hopefully this helps you out. If it did, like, subscribe, leave a comment. He can be a little bit of an annoying boss. It can take a couple of times to get used to him. But once you get used to him and once you get into the cycle, it's pretty straightforward. I was talking too much there and I messed up, but I'm going to go back in with Carnage and finish him off because he's got bugger all life. So we can kind of do the same thing with Carnage. The first thing is that we just want to hang out, just look for an opening to try and get him to his SP1. And I'm just going to intercept there, push him to his SP1, build up my Fury, and I'm just going to back off and just wait for him to throw it. I'm not in a rush. He's going to throw the SP1. Okay, we'll go back in, push him across, wait again, and we're back in there, throwing the SP1. And yeah, so it is, you probably use this with anyone, but I think Starkey is the quickest way to get through this fight. He will do the most damage. He will take the least amount of hits. And he's got that consistent evade, and he's got that consistent taunt to get Kingpin's SP1 out. But yeah, man, so if I can get one more combo here, there he goes. He throws SP1, then that's it. That's one run through. No pots, no revives, no nothing. Just straight to the point. Yeah, again, hopefully it helps. If it did, like, subscribe, leave a comment. And we'll see you in the next one. We'll try to attempt Nick Fury next. All right. Kakitiano, bros and girls. See you in the next.